songwriting retreat for you?
Pinos Erectos en el bosque.
Hi guys, how was your songwriting experience?
I just got kicked.
I kicked her in the hand. Well done experience.
What is it?
Yeah, what I said.
How was the songwriting retreat for you?
The best place I can ever be to collaborate.
Wow. And hashtag Ableton.
I had hosted a weekend-long songwriting retreat near the mountains of Cuenca, Spain. And the reason I wanted to do this is because when unexpected collaborations happen, unexpected goodness is created. I can definitely testify with my own songwriting group that I was put in. I will show you guys the song later on in the video. Before we dive in, I just wanted to say welcome to this journey of becoming a full-time creative. If you're new here, my name is Saren O, and I had completed a master's program out in Valencia, Spain, which is the time period that I hosted this songwriting retreat. The good-looking footages that you're about to see are taken from DJ Hepburn, and all the other footages that look a little janky are from yours truly. Yes, indeed. Let's dive in. So regarding the funding and people attending the retreat / working it was thanks to the resources that were provided to me being a master's student. I had first started by focusing on these 5 steps. The one major key that I always kept in the back of my head and in the front actually is I wanted to make sure that we had enough diverse attendees of both talents and cultural backgrounds and genre backgrounds regarding music, and at the same time also have some level of quality control, because just because someone says they're a singer or a vocalist doesn't actually mean our ears feel the same way. And I think when you're in a team, it's good to have balanced mastery of the craft. We had an application that was sent out and everybody had to apply for it. We had about like 50 plus applicants, but we could only take 27, so we did have to cut some people out. Number 1 was the purpose. The purpose of this retreat was to bridge people together through music and naturally opening up conversations as human to human. And I feel like when you're writing a song together, you're naturally encouraged to find a common thing that you share, whether that's an experience, emotion, or a belief. Oh, idiot, Saren. Hello, welcome to the songwriting camp. This is the only attendance list we have in the scratch out today. My hope was to create a space where people connected like they wouldn't naturally do in day-to-day interactions. So to reach like a certain amount of depth by creating these songs and encouraging these environments. And number 2, obviously, I couldn't do this without an amazing team. So I had to find that type of dynamic in my internal team. So the internal team, I had handpicked the team based on 2 main things, which was number 1, skill set, but number 2, the most important part, which was the heart, capital H. I chose people who embodied the purpose of the songwriting retreat itself, and also people that I admired as my peers and fellow creative colleagues. Just like creating a creative team, like you have to vibe with these people individually. No matter how good someone is, if you don't vibe with them, then it's better to not work with them. And I really took that to heart when choosing my team members. Shakti and Asha cooked for everyone during the whole retreat. DJ had taken photos alongside these videos that you see. Sanchit and Shakti and DJ also made this app so that people can see the schedule of the retreat and what group they're grouped in and all that jazz, like even before the camp and during the camp. The retreat honestly could not have worked out the way that it did without these people in my team who really helped lead the whole thing. A reminder to click that subscribe button and hit that like button if you're enjoying the video. This helps me out loads becoming a full-time creative. Now back to the video. Like I said, majority of the resources were from me being a master's student, and I had applied to the diversity grant that our university offered both fall and spring semesters to cover the bulk of the expenses. So we're talking about 800 euros per semester, so 1600 euros ish to cover the transportation. We took this huge bus to near Cuenca and back, which was about, I want to say like 5 hours-ish total, something around there. And some of the lodging costs. Also, my department, so my major, had chipped in about 300 something euros for food. For food for the attendees. The selected 27 attendees paid $60 for the whole experience, and that itself covered majority of the lodging. For 2 nights with all expenses covered, they only had to pay $60. The language barrier was huge because this was, yes indeed, in España, and I sadly do not speak Spanish. I took French in high school and didn't really have the desire to learn Spanish. I know, please don't. But especially when booking the lodge and getting the buses coordinated, Daniel from Student Affairs helped out so much. Like, if it wasn't for him, we would not have had the lodging or the bus, honestly. Like, because the lodging we booked through Airbnb, and you gotta call and get everything like organized because this lodging place isn't open all the time since it's in the mountains of Spain. He only spoke Spanish, so it was it would have been really rough if Daniel wasn't there. Daniel, who is fluent in Spanish. On to the retreat itself. Our department chair had invited a speaker to kick off the whole retreat, who he was very used to hosting songwriting retreats, and it was really nice to have him kind of break down everything for us.
It's kind of hit or miss to some degree, but
he also gave us little prompts, like if our group was having a hard time coming together with an idea, to use these prompts. And alongside his guide, we also had songwriting briefs from Warner Chapel, Spain. Brief is basically like an outline of what kind of songs they're looking for the artists that are signed to their group. To be honest, the view was insane, as you see in these footages. It felt like you were being engulfed by Mother Nature. Like, we went on morning hike and enjoyed the nature away from our little city. It was truly beautiful and like a healing time. And being on the organizing side, like behind the scenes team of this whole thing, I do have to say I had a lot to learn. There were things that could have been better planned, which I'll touch on the next point. On a side note, surprisingly, I think it's because it was through a master's program and a lot of people were older, but I thought everybody would stay up like throughout the night. But a lot of people actually ended up going to sleep a bit earlier than I had thought. I thought people were gonna stay up all day, but that wasn't really the case. And
vas a explotar mis palabras, mis ritmos, raíces, borramos frontera de todos los países.
lol, it was still nice. Like, those people went to sleep early, woke up really early. Now we're at after the retreat. Like I had said, I learned so much and I have way more to learn. Very proud of myself for pulling this whole thing together in 3 months and having selected and being a part of a team that was truly motivated. One of the things that I learned from this whole experience is the aftermath of the whole retreat, such as taking surveys to see what people's experience was so that we can better for the next retreat, and writing thank you notes for everybody that had sponsored or that was a part of this whole journey. I fell short on those areas. You know, to be honest, I was told that I could not pull this off, but then I was delusional enough to believe that it could be done and people were interested enough of this experience that they would pull through.
Hello, this is Editing Saren. The reason I brought up this point was to say, if there's something that you believe in to the core, and even if there's like leaders and people that tell you can't do it, but you believe it can be done, but you just have to like hustle a bit and like bust your booty for a bit to make it happen, then do it. And that's how and why songwriting retreat was a thing, and obviously there was a need for it because there were so many people that participated in it and created these amazing little songs. So if you have an idea and there are certain leaders around you that tell you you can't do it, take that advice with a grain of salt, give them benefit of the doubt, but at the end of the day, it's your life.
Here's some cool songs that were created from this retreat. I will link them all down below with their Instagram handles and some of their release Spotify links.
Pinos Erectos en el bosque me rodean en la luz de noche.
smoke paints you in my mind. I wanna go slow. I wanna go slow. Slow, baby, slow, slow, slow. Stop motion on my emotions. Stop motion on my emotions. Stop motion on my emotions.
I definitely will be hosting something like this in the future again. Obviously, it also has some selfish reasons for me as well because I love writing songs with people and collaborating and being in these environments. But also, I just love sharing this opportunity with people because I love it so much that I'm like, if you have the opportunity to do this, I have a good feeling that you would also love this. And there is something different about being in person together in the mountains, and obviously that would be the goal in the future. But something that I am still wondering is why some groups it worked out so well, like they really gelled, while other groups really didn't vibe at all. My weeks didn't always look like this when I was living in Spain. So next week I will actually show you what my real life in Spain looked like after the pandemic kind of hit. Like always, if you guys have any questions about this journey or about me, feel free to leave them down in the comments below or on Instagram. See ya!